Hey Gemini, this is Perrymore Tarot's daily reading for December 4th, 2025. This is for Gemini. Last shuffle coming out for Gemini. Let's see what's going on here. So Gemini, we have increase. We also have peace. And so, okay, we want to see that, right? I'm seeing a balance in your life coming in. It feels like the philosophies of the people around you, everyone's going to start mellowing out. But I also feel like many of you are going to need to get yourself together. Focus on self. Focus on sometimes isolating yourself from the crowd. You may find yourself having to mingle a lot, being surrounded by the community, being surrounded by a lot of patrons, a lot of people. And it feels like a lot of exchanges coming in. You want to make sure that you take some time out for yourself, change it up a bit, okay? Be persistent about making some space for self, right? I feel that you're going to experience a lot of unexpected shifts, a lot of changes. The changes are good. They don't look like they're just wild changes. You know what I mean? Like the wild ones. It feels like the ones that are coming in are ones more geared towards a balance, right? A balance where it's not too hectic, it's not too drab and blah. It's a good balance. I do see that for many of you that you're going to need some time away from especially your person if you're in a romantic connection. Not to say that there's going to be issues. I don't see issues. What I see is that there are moments in time where you really just need a chance to get to recalibrate yourself. And even with your person, there could be some negative thoughts. I don't, you know what I mean? That happens in every relationship. I don't give a crap what anybody says about relationships. Everybody's like, it should be perfect all the time. There may be moments where you're just like, we don't fold the towels this way. Like, that we don't put the dishes in the dishwasher like this. And so there may be moments where you're just like, I don't know if this person is playing in my face or what. And I think I'm laughing because I'm seeing the imagery. There's a content creator that always imitates his wife, and she always wears like he always wears a blue wig to imitate her, and she's always like he always does things like as soon as she cleans the bathroom, he comes in to clip his beard and leaves little hairs. And he wipes a little spot, and then when you look down, you're like, dude, there's like we could we could glue this back on. Like that's how much hair you left, and she always gets so upset and it's like, are you kidding me? you know but it's not the most appropriate thing for children to watch or whatever, but it's funny to me because he always um he does his wife is so funny. Like he really gets on her nerves. I really think he's doing it on purpose at this point. He plays like he doesn't know. But however it goes, uh the the they're showing you needing to just spend some time apart, not necessarily like they're leaving. They may be going to work, they may be traveling for work. I'm seeing time apart being spent if you are in a relationship. If not, this is about you taking a moment and time out to just get yourself together, spend some time on you, getting yourself together. You may have spent so much time socializing that you didn't get enough rest, you aren't nourished, you're dehydrated, or maybe you haven't had a chance to do any real true like a in-depth self-care or something to that magnitude, or maybe you haven't had a chance to balance your checkbook. There's something that spirit's saying, take that minute out, take the break to go and make sure that you're taking care of business or you're taking care of self. It feels like there right now at this point, if there's something that you really want done, it's unlikely it will happen, which is why spirit's like, get yourself together right now. Because if you are expecting someone to step in and to respond the way you need them to respond, to step up and take care of something that needs to be done, that is unlikely. It's unlikely it'll happen at this point. So it would be really important for you to just get yourself together. I've just got to throw that out there. You want to say the universe totally supports every thought I choose to think and to believe. So at this time, taking that energy in, if you're saying that to yourself, so your brain is taking that down and placing it in the fact box of the mental Rolodex that we carry, right? We have file cabinets in our mind. which is why they need to release a limitless pill. I don't know if you guys have seen that movie. Man, that movie changed my life. I was like, if I had a limitless pill, it would be, I would probably start glowing. All the stuff I read, I'm like, man, it doesn't come to me until years later. Oh, yeah, I was studying this for 3 months. But I know a lot about this subject, but it doesn't come to me throughout the whole period. I'm like, this would have been useful if I would have remembered that 10 years ago, whatever the case is. I'm just, you know, throwing that out there. But you say that to yourself, you take it down as fact, right? And as you take that down, then that means that you have to choose to believe that maybe now is not the right time to be, um, I wouldn't say pushy because I don't see you being a pushy person, but maybe now is not the right time for expansion with certain people. Maybe right now is the best time for me to focus on changing things within myself, and to believe that. Take that time, and if you believe it, what the universe will do is align things to according to what it is that you believe or what you think. So this is about being very gentle with people. They want you to be able to speak, or to speak with people, but not to lose your stuff, not to lose your cool talking, because I do feel like it would be unlikely that people even understand what you're saying, especially if you get upset. I feel like there will be reasons for you to be upset, which is why I'm saying this. The peace will increase with death and Knight of Pentacles if we change the way we work something, if we change the way we do things, if we change how we communicate some things. Things will come in a lot easier. But it may not be today, is what this is saying. Is what they're like. Yeah, you might get your point across, but it still might not get done till next week. The Sacred Temple is King of Cups and Five of Pentacles. It's sort of funny to me because I'm like, man, what you're meant to do is to spend a lot of time on being compassionate, right? And to also spend this time imagining what it is that you want done and how you want it done. Not time to act on it, but more so time to be like, well, what is important to me? What would make me feel like things are stable? What would make me feel like myself again, instead of like pushing or focusing outward? You got to focus inward, right? The Sacred Temple is telling me that there's some things you've been neglecting within self. There's some things that maybe you're exhausted, man. Maybe you haven't had a chance to even, maybe you need to be taking your vitamins and you haven't been doing so. Maybe you need to start really, I'm feeling run down. Maybe I should be focusing on XYZ. Family, friends, and guides, you have the Lovers and Knight of Cups. And so this is about your past on loved ones' energy. And this tells me that your past on loved ones are, they may have focused a lot on personal fulfillment and personal happiness and joy. And this is a decision for you to, they may have, but I'm also seeing that you're meant to live your life somewhat, um, I want to say, to change your life in order to match that part of what they would do. Maybe not, maybe what made them happy wasn't something that was conducive to family life, perhaps, right? But maybe you can take that energy of like, I've got to do things that do bring me a lot of joy, that bring me a lot of emotional fulfillment. That may be what you take from this. I see angel number 0505. That usually speaks of an unexpected shift, some divine intervention occurring in someone's life. Usually, this number serves as a gentle reminder or nudge to pursue whatever interests you most. And usually, what interests us kind of rocks the boat when this number comes out. It's like, all this time you were an accountant, but you really wanted to be a trapeze artist. So now I'm going to pursue that. And it does rock the boat a little bit, because now, you know, you're wearing a leotard, you're not wearing a suit and tie. It's different. But you end up exactly where you're meant to be. This number tells me that there's a divine intervention occurring when you really get yourself together, when you take some time away from the crowd. You start to realize that, it really makes me happy, and it does change things for everyone, but you end up exactly where you're meant to be. Either you might find yourself traveling, getting the dream job, and getting paid well, or being in the arms of the person you love. It's all, you gotta do what interests you most. Pursue it. Pursue this now. Some of you may need some time to really get yourself together to say, well, if I arrange this and I arrange that, I can actually pursue that which I want to do. But I am seeing the ninth house being highlighted here and the color silver, which could be the color or the actual metal itself. But to help you to be persistent as you balance yourself, you are going to be persistent about that which you are interested in. And it helps to push you along to say, well, things may change, but things have to change because this is what is right for me, right? Some of you are almost, I feel someone living like experiencing an imposter syndrome where you are living someone else's life. You're not living your own. And if that's the case, it's time to take a minute just to think about some things, right? Imagine all these unwanted thoughts that you have dissolving into light as you do, right? Creating room and space for new opportunities and possibilities for your life. Just imagine that, right? You could be dealing with a Cancer, a Scorpio, a Pisces, another Gemini, Taurus. And so you could be a Gemini Cancer cusp, or a Taurus Gemini cusp. If you're not dealing with those signs, which you don't have to be, those signs could also be in your chart. If you'd like to book a personal reading with me, my links are on my page. Peace, love, and light. Take care.